All right. Thanks for having me. My name is Zebb Schroeder. I'm head football coach at Olentangy Orange High School. Um, and just want to share with everybody some run pass and some option complements to our base run, which is power counter. Gap scheme is our foundational run scheme that we use. And we'll go from there. So, my first slide I have here is if anybody wants to connect, you got email, Twitter, and then of course our huddle. If I can share this presentation with anybody who would like to watch it, watch any of the cut ups, let me know and I'll share it with you. So that is the connect slide. So this gets into it. Obviously, the power play is in a lot of people's offenses. For us, it's our day one install, and it's our program foundation. We teach it and teach the rules to it from middle school on up. Starting with that first bullet point, it's obviously program foundation. We like it because it's rule based, and whatever front we're getting that week, or if we come out against an opponent and they're in something totally new, we just stick to our rules, and I think that's huge. Is to have that rule based foundational run scheme that you could run week in and week out, and its simplicity would build multiplicity and complexity to your offense, and that's kind of what we'll get into at this presentation. Other reasons why we like our power play, size advantages help. I would say in 2017, we had a fairly large group of offensive linemen. In other years, we might have one or two big kids, and the rest around 200, 210 pounds. And, you're not going to road grade all the time at 200 pounders, size advantage helps, but you don't have to be big. You can play a strong side to the tight end, which we've done in the past at times. So that's a way around that. We like power because we believe it chips away at the defense. It's body blows, in the first and second quarter, maybe, 1 to 2 to 3 yard runs. And then in the second half, those become 5 and 6 yard runs. And then if you get that play out to the defensive backs, it's one of the next bullet point there is, we're a firm believer in making the guys with the towel make the tackle, and basically, and that is, getting the ball out to defensive backs. And, they're out there to cover receivers. And a lot of times they're two-way guys because they're good offensive players as well. So you want to get that ball out to them and make them tackle, make them play real football. Another reason is because our players are confident in what they do. They can play fast, and the rules to it allows us to play fast and dictate pad level. I think pad level is a huge component to being successful in high school football. So I kind of referenced this a little earlier here, a couple minutes ago. I said, the simplicity can build multiplicity. And so our rules on power give us several other plays. Obviously, power, counter, C-gap power, boot, naked. We're going to get into some RPOs that we do with it, and some option play as well. And, so when you add all that up on a Friday night, on a good night, you're talking 65, 70% of your Friday night play calls, your offensive line are doing one thing. And it's the first thing that they've learned in the summer, and it's the thing that they're most confident in. I think that's huge. So our goal in looking at our play sheet and going into a Friday night is to have about 60% of what we do be gap scheme oriented. Another reason we like it is in the multiplicity form is that you can run it from multiple personnel groups. You can run traditional 21 personnel. You can get 2 tights and 22 and all the way down to 10 personnel, where your offensive linemen are still doing the same thing, but your perimeter people are making the adjustments and making it look different. We like power because it does give us double option football. We haven't gone down the road of triple option football from it, but we have done double option and we really like that and what it gives to us, or what it does, especially teams playing man free. Man free's been more and more coverage you're seeing, and we like the option against man free. Can use run pass options. RPOs or pre-snap reads for the quarterback based on what he's getting on width of flat player or width of a Mike linebacker. And then another thing is, especially from under center, is it sets up shot plays for us, and big plays are the name of the game in high school football. So goals and the power complements. Number one, attack all second level defenders off of your best run, your foundational run. The second goal would be that roughly 55-60% of your entire game plan, those play calls, your offensive line is doing one thing. Okay, the rest of what our offense would look like, we have some zone runs or stretch runs, timing passing game, perimeter screens, draws and slow screens, and just a little bit of drop back pass is always in there, for your long distance when you need it. So again, the goal going into a Friday night, having about 60% of that game plan being your gap scheme, where your offensive line doing the same thing. So what do those complements look like? For us, in day one install are these things all summer long, where our complements are what we're repping: boot game, our roll pass, hard play actions or shot plays, nakeds off the power, double option, run double option, and then of course RPOs we'll get to last. Okay, so we're going to go through these 6 things and how we complement the normal power, normal gap scheme, or it could be off counter as well. Okay, so our first one, our boot. Okay, and we learned this. We're very fortunate. We had a young man in our program who was heavily recruited, and we got to visit with a lot of coaches at the college level. And Stanford came in. Morgan Turner was their assistant coach, tight ends coach, and we stole this from them. We figured like their offensive linemen, these big guys at the Division I level could do this. Our 210-pound offensive lineman could do it as well. And so you'll see this is a little interesting, but we're going to pull out like power on our boot, and then our guard is going to wheel back and protect the quarterback like you would on a traditional boot. So you'll see here, it'll make a little more sense on film. But off this boot, we can run 2-man concepts, single receiver concepts, or matchup concepts. We like the guard shuffle action on our power play because it keeps them square to the point linebacker. And it puts the shuffle out, just like we do on normal power. It puts that linebacker in conflict because it's exactly what he's seeing on our power play. And I really love this because we have to be able, and it's just my opinion, the way that I want our offense to be structured is that we have to be able to get under center at times. Whether it be short yardage, it's goal line, or it's just an absolute swampy night. I want that ability to be under center, and we got to be able to be a little bit more diverse than just run under center. So, this gives us a good pass action from under center. So we'll get to the clips here. All right, so here we're presenting. We got tight end to the boundary. Fullback is presented to the tight end side, offset to the tight end side. So everything here screams power for us, right? And if you watch the backside guard or the guard away from the tight end, all right, he's going to come out here as the play rolls. He's going to come out like it's power. He's going to shuffle pull, and then he's going to wheel back to protect the quarterbacks or to protect the edge. And this is just a simple concept that we're running here, just to, come back on the edge. So if you watch what happens to the linebackers here, they're seeing that backside guard pull, and most linebackers, they see that flash of the guard pull, and then they're trying to find the ball carrier. So I feel like a lot of times that gives us the time to get that linebacker on the other side of the ball. So just to come back out here out on the edge. Buzz through. You can see from the end zone copy here, watching that backside guard. And we're just getting affirmation. He's just quarterback's checking for affirmation that, this play is called. Just that we like what we see and to go ahead with it, not kill the play. So there you go. There's a linebacker where you got him to the other side of the ball. Okay. Okay, this next clip, same game here, same picture. You're getting tight end into the boundary, fullback offset to the tight end. And if you look at us, most of the time in this formation, we're going to run powers to the tight end. Obviously we got countered away from that, but so this is good. This picture screams power. Guard wheels around and we get our comeback again. Okay. Okay, one more time. See the guard. I feel like our guard, he was very athletic here, our right guard in this. And, sometimes he was a little early. He has plenty of time to get out there. He was a little early and wheeling back. Here he recoils and he really shouldn't. He needs to just keep going. A nice pitch and catch there by our quarterback and our receiver. Too far. Go back to this one. So I said, most of the time, we can go two-man concepts. Then we can go single-man concept. If we're getting the matchup we want, or quarters look. We're in that same action. The nice part about this look is you're getting that Sam linebacker who's coming to the tight end. So there's really no flat player here. All we got to do is win our one-on-one matchup. I added this clip. In this game, we ran it early. Corner squatted on the comeback, and we're not open. Okay, quarterback does a nice job throwing it high and away. Live to fight another day. So I showed that clip, and we'll get to So later in this game or in the second quarter, if the corner is going to squat on that, so we can just run another two-man concept instead of the comeback. Kind of an inverted smash read or crash read, where one goes in and runs the corner. So that's a nice adjustment. If you're going to get a squat corner. Okay. Another way you can do it then, and we'll get into under center with two tight ends. Just to protect the edge a little bit more in this case, this front side tight end, if there's an overhang linebacker that you're concerned about, we just basically said, you got to keep him up from getting up the field. And we run that same two-man comeback concept. So again, we like the two-man concept. We like the fact that we can be under center, and we like that it presents exactly like our power play to those inside linebackers that a lot of times you have a hard time with pulling up your boots if you're a normal guard pull to the boot. Now, the other thing you can do, and I didn't put this in the notes, but if you want to get a three-man flood concept, you just have to live with the fact that your fullback is going to slip out away from the guard pull. So this is just an example of us. Now you don't, you got to determine You know, are they reading guard through the fullback? Are they reading the fullback when you're in 21 personnel? In this case, you know, we're able to get the fullback out and get that 3-level flood off the EJ. Kind of going back to this too, coaching point, you know, our quarterback here, when our guard wheels around, in this case, we'd like to have him set up and throw this ball. He kind of makes it a little more difficult than he needs to, but you get the idea of the 3-man flood. Show the wide view here. Okay. So this complement off the power play is our roll pass. So the difference is you know, we're attacking that same side as we roll out. It's another good under center action for us. Gets the quarterback out of the pocket. We like that it stresses that force player who you know, he's seeing power possibly or to the 2-man surface, and you know, he's supposed to spill it to another player. And it gets us another, and the other thing it does is it gets that fullback out so we can get our 3-man concepts, maybe a flood, maybe a triangle, snag read, or an isolation route as well. Okay, so here we're running this roll out of 22 personnel, and you know, this guy's really wanting to spill the ball out, and they're trying to get a linebacker over top of it. So you know, on that, you know, if we're getting that strong wrong arm, it's a good time for the roll pass. So our fullback's going to present like a kick out here, and then he's just going to keep going into the flat. So again, if you know, we're getting that hard wrong shoulder, this is a good way to get your fullback out. So this is mostly a single receiver side route. So you're gonna get roll pass here to the split end side. And then, you know, just similar to the boot, we're just getting a simple comeback route. You see the wide view here. Because you know, we'll run our power both, you know, to the tight end, we'll run power to the 2-man surface. So it presents like what the defense is seeing a lot in our run game. I kind of give you a little end zone cut here. So in this one on the comeback, you know, we had our fullback staying in, protect the edge. You know, again, showing kick out and then working to the outside shoulder of the defensive end. Okay, in this scenario here, you're getting a triangle read. I don't like the width of our single receiver, or our split end receiver here, number 6. I think he needs to be about 4 or 5 yards wider. We kind of did a shift into this, and I feel like he just got a little tight because the ball's on the hash. But just a triangle read, getting the full back out, he's running the spot, and then number 2's on the corner route. You know, triangle read for us, or this snag concept, is a big part of our passing game. So it's taken a drop back concept that our quarterback reads, you know, 100 times in the summer, and you're putting that same read for him under center, with action off of your power. So it's really easy for your quarterback, making things easier for your quarterback. So it's a similar read. Okay. Third component off the power for us would be our nakeds. Gets into, we like nakeds against very disciplined defensive ends who are going to squeeze a down block. We like it out of our two tight end packages where your tight end can hold up and then release late to the flats. We maybe, every year is different. Some years we might be more of a boot team. Some years we might be more of a roll. Some years maybe more naked. It just depends on what your guards are good at doing. Last year we had two guards who could really wheel back and protect on boot. And so we were more of a boot team. In the past we've been more of a naked team because our guards have been bigger. So in this case, nakeds are also good if you get your fullback involved in the passing game, especially if you have a kid back there that can really, it's good soft hands and he is a threat after he catches the ball. The other good thing about the nakeds, it does give you your 3-man half field concepts, like a flood or a snag or, something that's a base pass concept in your passing game. I don't know why this clip does this, but it starts halfway through the play. But here we go. So here's naked, got the guard, and again, the difference between roll and in your boot is the guard is just going to keep pulling like it's a normal part of the play, a power play, and then your fullback. So here we have, if you notice, our fullback is offset to the tight end, and then he's going to come back. So we just have really a smash read with number 1 on a corner, and then your fullback in the flat. So that's a read our quarterback does 100 times. So, based on how the safety plays this and the corner takes the fullback, we got a nice ball here to the corner route from number 1. Okay, same deal in this game. Next time he's going to take the fullback. We'll take the penalty, I guess. But you get the point. You got the guard pull, it's naked, fullback slicing back. Same read on the corner. Okay, as I told you in the menu, I really like this when you have two tight ends. When you can hold up one, hold up, and then he can leak out. It makes for a nice, easy pitch and catch, especially if you're getting 8-man fronts to your two tight end look, which most of the time you're going to. He does a nice job, number 14 here. He does a real nice job of being covered early and then open late. A lot of these guys, they want to get antsy and go get open and go get the ball, but it takes some time for the quarterback to come around and be in position to throw. So it was a nice job of him by not getting out in the flat too soon. I like for our tailback here, notice just a coaching point is on a naked, he's got to run the ball a little bit more, like he's got it for a few more steps just to hold linebackers, hold anybody who can pull up the quarterback. Okay, here we go again. Two tights. Love it. Two tights. We got fullback to our heavy side here. Watch your left guard is going to pull out. So everything's screaming power. And then your tight end delay. Makes a nice catch there. So just a couple examples of how we use our naked. I'll let you watch the end zone cut here. Again, 14 does a nice job of being held up early and then coming open late. So here we go for us. We got our heavy side. We got our more of our physical tight end here. So from a tendency standpoint, you're looking at us and going, this is a power look. Most of the time they're running power to this. Another example, naked, this is when you want to hold for a crucial point in the game. Is that in this instance here, the way we're coaching this is 100% naked, and it's 100% throw to the fullback with our receiver blocking. Now, if you notice, coaching point. This is our first time we've done this in a game. Coaching point of this receiver. Where's the ball going? The ball's likely going to get out here. So he obviously knows who to block, but we don't have great leverage here on the guy he's supposed to be blocking. Because of where the ball's going. But this is a nice little wrinkle on a sure. This is a 4th and 3 at the end of the game here. So you're getting that fullback out on the naked, and you just pitch it to him for the first down. As you see, this would have been a little better play if that receiver gets leverage on the outside. Nonetheless, first down. So watch the end zone cut here if you like. Fullback offset. Again, guard's going to shuffle pull like normal. And getting it out on the naked. All right. I think, this was mentioned earlier at the start. Why do we like power? Why do we like getting under center on power? Is the ability to get in some tendency-ridden formations that allow us to hit some shot plays. So, it's one of the things that we emphasize to our team, both offensively, defensively, special teams, is how big plays play such an important role in high school football. And as a staff, and even our kids are really good at this too, as they watch film throughout the weekend, is, we need to find that person on the opposing defense that we can pick on. Maybe somebody who lacks ability. Maybe it's somebody who lacks awareness. Maybe it's somebody that we keep picking on, or not picking on, but he has to keep making tackles. So the guy that's keep making tackles, like let's really try to hit a shot play on him down the road. If we find somebody on film that gives up on plays early, who just really, reacts to the first thing he sees. Another fun part of this is when you self-scout is when you have absolute tendencies and you wait to use them. We may one week, knowing what somebody else does down the road, we're okay creating absolute tendencies, meaning like, 100%, like 7 out of 7 on this formation is a run. Well, then, you need to use that tendency for your advantage down the road. Mimicking of a game plan action you've used, I think is crucial. You got to, take one thing or two things that you're doing and kind of mimic that for a shot play. And then there's the old tell the defense to call. So let's, I'll go through 3 clips here. So in this look, this week we were bringing in our flanker to block support. So we did a short motion on our power play, making the corner make the tackle. We were okay with that. Okay, just watch it again. You can see up here too, this is how we were, actually seeing a power play for us being run. You get to see how we shuffle pull out, and you'll let this run just so you see it. We shuffle pull to the point linebacker. And this structure would be this play right here. Okay, so it's a good run for us. Again here, same look, just the formation will be flipped. You can get that flanker. He's going to short motion in. He's going to block support. If you're going to run power, it's really important you have running backs who understand the expectation is to go get 3.5, 4 yards and run behind their pads and get downhill. That's a key part of the play, that they're not going to bounce things, and they're always trying to hit a big play because the big plays will come. So I think we reran that, 4 or 5 times that way. And then, second quarter, after 4 or 5 times of power, you're going to take the flanker, knowing it this week, like, hey, this was going to be a big look for us to run power, to motion him to block support. We motion him in. He attacks support, slips to his outside, and you get yourself a shot play. So that was that week. We knew that was a major way that we were going to run the ball, so we better have a play action pass off of that exact look. Create your shot play. Okay, this is what I was talking about. One of the other, the key bullet points to create shot plays is finding absolute tendencies. For us, this was one, it had been, we hadn't taken any shots with our tight end. Our tight end was a very good blocker. And so we haven't taken many shots in previous games with him. So we actually held on to this one into the third quarter. And we were running a lot of power in this game. You see 81 here. He does a nice job of down blocking like he would. And you got corner safety trying to fill a run, and there's just nobody there. Those big guy tight end blocking tight end touchdowns, those are fun. Those will rile up our sideline, riles up your crowd. But it's important. You got to create that tendency. You got to save it. You can't run that in the first series of a ball game. So you see corner safety were up. We had run the ball so much to that tight end into the boundary that that was easy pickings. Okay. This was a 2017 game where, we're getting a lot of quarters from this team. We knew that when we were in 21 personnel pro formation here, that we were getting quarters, so we had run power a decent amount, especially in the games that they had seen. So, and we were using our receiver, our split end, and our flanker to stem in and block safety support, leaving the corners unblocked. So we did. Here you're going to see this receiver down here. He's going to take that path to the safety and then slip to his outside. You see a wide view here. You won't have the pole in your way. Okay, so again, why did we choose this action, and especially this route by our receivers? Because this is the same path that he had taken in blocking power for the film that they had received and early in the ball game here. This is a great time to take a shot play. Same action. Nice ball, nice catch. Not all shot plays are going to be touchdowns, but I think it's important that those second, third level players, feel the heat at times. Here we get 22 personnel, which have been a heavy run formation for us. You got to be willing to do this too. Third and one or second and one, where your quarterback, it's either a catch by us or it's incompletion. You can go get the next down. But here, so we don't get this one, but at least it's going to hold those secondary players because you're willing to take a shot on them. So here's an example into our boundary. you may have the offensive line coach yell, we got to fire out, or, get off the ball, better pad level. And that all sells kind of the mentality that we're going downhill on this one. We run a little bit of flat back power like this. Okay, we haven't seen much of that on film, but we've been running the ball pretty well that night, and off that same look. So this is just a one-on-one route, but the receiver, if you notice, he's just going to sell kind of a lazy stock block here. And that's just enough to get a step. When you're going against a good team, just have that shot play to get you in the end zone in a hurry. Instead of, anytime you're driving it 14, 15, 16 plays, and, it's one false start penalty or one offside penalty, and you get behind the chains. So, okay, here's an example of a little reverse that we run off power. So obviously you get the backside guard pull. And we'll run that flat back. If you look at the backfield set here, this is how we run our double option. So it's going to present like a lot of our runs, and then we're just going to flip it to a fast guy. And, it's actually sets up really nice because your center, let's watch here, our center, he's blocking back on power all the time. So all he has to do here is block back, and then he escorts out on the reverse. So you can get creative, whatever looks you run power off of, and find a way to get it out to the backside on a reverse. So then the next component, obviously, is double option. And I said we haven't gone much triple option, but the way that we do double option off power and why we like it is, especially in most high school quarterbacks are pretty good athletes, and allows them to 6, 7, 8 times a game pull that ball, get it going downhill. It's a great answer to man-free coverages. If you get guys to run off man-free. And the option with power, you're running the option, and your option to somebody, and you're not have to block somebody, but it keeps it simple for the offensive lines. They're doing the same thing. So the two options that we run off of, mainly number one here, is we run like a lot of people do, is we run power read on the backside, and then we'll run we've run a little bit of power read with the back to the front side. We read the play side, same read, the same player we're reading the play side defensive end, but it's just we're just doing it off the same side mesh. Obviously in this one, you could turn it, if you wanted to, you could turn that into triple option football. So here you go. You're getting a lot of man free. So you got 1, 2, 3 guys out there to your 3. And you're just running away from those guys, and pretty easy read on that defensive end who's unblocked, and he's just got to pick. And this is something we rep all summer, try to get good at it. The good thing is the same thing for your offensive linemen. They're running power. I'm guessing, most people watching this, they've either dabbled at this or they run this in their offense if they're a shotgun team. And, it's been an important part for us, and did some big plays on it. Here you get to the single receiver side. Pretty easy read on the width. Quarterback carries it. And, if you get you really got to work, and you get a good mesh with the back, and he carries out his fake. He can take another, just like in under center option football is, that guy can take another defender or two, and that's what happens in this case. Next thing you know, your quarterback is out the gate. And I know I sound like a broken record, but you invest in that mesh point with the quarterback and the running back. You invest and they're doing different mesh points and they can do different things. But again, it all goes back to your offensive linemen. They're running the same play, the same rules. And that's why we like the gap scheme so much. You look at left tackle here, number 73. He's running this play. No different. He's gotten 1,000 reps in his career at this play at coming down and trying to knock that defensive tackle and get up to the -1 linebacker. And he does a really nice job of waiting for him and being thick on that backer. So again, I like to think that the reason that these can be big plays is your offensive linemen have gotten 1,000 reps of doing it. Here's another look against man free. Let's say you got a defensive end as good as this kid right here. It becomes pretty simple. You just check the play away from him. So that's what happens in this case. You got man free. You just got to block up the 3. I wish our guys would have maybe burst off the line a little bit and run them off. Because I feel like something you coach is if their eyes are on you, you can run them off. I think we engage a little bit too early here, but the end result is again, it's a good way to get that quarterback going fast downhill. And then you get into some 2x2 looks. And if you're getting really tight man coverage, you can run them off. Our guys chose to engage here. They weren't sure. I just, one of the things I like too is I feel like you're on the power play, your quarterback is well protected. That play is going to hit his shoulder pads downhill. And he, it's something we rep all summer. He gets pretty good at reading, understand where the cuts are. Get your first down and get down. Okay, I'll show you this one too because, with us, a lot of times tight end can become a tendency, and people will put their Sam linebacker, whether the tight end is to the field or to the boundary, they'll put their Sam linebacker with the tight end. So this allows you to take get into 2-back looks and run your power read away from the tight end, and you got numbers. So here we're just blocking down these 2 receivers with a condensed split. And then you got a guy leading out on your corner. So you got everybody blocked up in that case. So again, a very minimal investment up front. They're doing the same thing, and in the backfield action, you just we rep that all summer long. Here's another example I just wanted to put too. This is in a crucial situation in this game in the 4th quarter, and we're not hesitant at all about running this play because we trust these guys. They've had hundreds of reps at this mesh point. You got a senior running back and a senior quarterback who've been meshing this for the last 3 years. And that's I think this is a 3rd and 9 play here. We get a first down. Okay, so then the other option that we've done a little bit, especially against some odd front teams or 50 front teams, that if they're going to play an overhang and then man you up, is some same side read off the power. So up front there, we got two tights here with two receiver look, and we're just running power, same side action, and he's going to read this like a inside zone option, and like you would the same technique of reading the backside end, but really in the power play it's the front side end. So I'll show you a few clips here the way we did this. And again, we don't do this a ton, but this may fit you, whoever's watching. And this is a film example that it can be done. You see this at the college level a little bit, and that's where we got it. We kind of stole it from what we saw on television, actually, and said, you know what, it's going to fit our quarterback. So I'll show you here, next clip. Well, I'll show you the end zone here, so you get to see the read. So we're just running our power play, and going back to the wide view, if it's something that you invest in, this is, you can see easily how you can get some triple option. Whether you're bringing a pitch man from the backfield, or you want a triple option with the screen out there, that a lot of people are doing. It's not something that we do, but if you're doing that, it's a way that you can triple option off the power play. Okay, again, similar look, or same look, just flipped. You got two tights. This is our read, the overhang in an odd front. This makes it an easy read. And again, so really this action again is just like you would see on a zone read. You're reading the backside end, but for the power play, it's the front side end. And our guys again doing the same thing that they do over and over again, running power. I'll go back. I'm sorry. Go back to the end zone so you can see it. So you got odd front, nose, and then this 5 technique. So they're going to double the 5, and we're going to pull around for number 8 here. And then this becomes our read key, number 11. Yeah, it's funny. Sean Buckley, who's at Ohio Northern, I believe he coaches quarterbacks there. I had met him, and he sent me a clip about 2 weeks prior to this of them running it when he was at Ohio State. And you know what? We were like, we like this, and it worked for us, especially with our quarterback, who was a real legitimate threat after pulling the ball. So again, same game, same read, same deal here. And so it's good for you. You're getting the back who's doing, his read on the leverage of the pulling guard is the same. They're just meshing, and he knows that the quarterback can pull it. So that can be a nice little double option for you with the same side read. Okay, this is the last clip. This is out of tray formation. So there was no overhang. The overhang is out here. So this is easy read, is automatic give for number 8, our quarterback. There you have it. Okay, so and then we get to the last complement that you have off of your gap scheme, and that's RPOs, which I know a lot of people like and are doing more and more of. So it's important we go through 1 and 2 here. So for us, we have a big belief in our program that we better rep the mesh on all run or run pass options all summer if we expect a high level of execution at game speed. So thus we don't want to do every RPO under the sun, and we don't want to run every option under the sun. We want the same consistent mesh point. So when it is 3rd and 9 in a crucial game against your rivals, you have confidence in running that option because you know that the quarterback or the running back have a lot of reps at that mesh point. Because number one goal for us and offensively is the ball's a program, and we got to make sure that we protect the football at all times. In order to do that, we better be really good at our mesh. So we do really 3 RPOs, but really we've kind of hang our hat on the first 2. So a power with a relief, and that just is simple. It could be a quick screen to number 1. It could be a spot screen or bubble screen to number 2. You're just basically reading who the number 4 is, and that's how we coach it. Is finding the 4th defensive player from the ball out on that play side. And, we don't have a guy for number 4. We don't have a player to block him. So if number 4 is going to make the play, then we end up spitting the ball out to whatever the concept is on the relief. The second one we do, and I'm sure a lot of people do, is power with RPO is with the stick concept. Whether you run an inside zone stick or you can do so many things off the stick concept, and we'll get to that here in a second. So, but that's probably the one that we rep the most in the summer with anticipation of running it in game action. And then you can do simple power counter post snap reads on free access throws. It's a simple hitch or a speed out on the backside, where if you don't like it, just hand the ball off. It's just you're going to take it if they give it to you. So we'll get some film here. So in this case, this is not a post-snap RPO. This is a pre-snap where the quarterback is just checking, okay, where is the force player? And in the force player, we have a 3-man surface here with 2 receivers. So this is an unbalanced look. Tight end is to the 3-man surface side. So again, everything presents like our power play that we like to run. And they know that, right? So they're going to crowd the box, and because he's playing here, then he's just going to say, whatever our kill terminology is for that week. He's just going to say that power plays off, and they're just going to reach, and we're going to spit the ball out here. So you're not going to see us running power because our quarterback has killed the play. So we're just going to spit it out. And because that force player or that outside linebacker is at the line of scrimmage, it affords us an easy pitch and catch for 7-8 yards. And again, this becomes another way that you can get the ball out there and throw the ball around a little bit while you're under center. Here's a wide view of it. Okay, nice, easy, quick screen. Good way to start first down or get ahead of the chains. Okay, so here we go. Here's a situation now later in this game where, he's now come off of the 3-man surface and he's playing the screen a little bit more. So if he's going to play run, he's got to play it from here. So in this case, our quarterback, Robbie here, he kept the play on. You see him, he's coming in hard on the run, but we like our chances if a guy's got to do that. So that was an easy read for our QB to stay with the play and run our power play. Okay, it's just the fun part of things in a game. The nice part is this is something that we do all summer long in our under center offense, and so our quarterback is used to it. So he saw this look, and he liked the quick screen. So he killed out of the run and got into the quick screen. And again, a nice job here by, if you watch our receiver catching this, is the mentality to get up the field in a hurry and get as many positive yards as you can. Love the fact that he took it to the corner, made the corner tackle. So that's just kind of an ebb and flow against a really good team that we would have. Now, this is the other relief from the shotgun. So we're bringing this counter, or bringing the power to the two-man surface, or presenting to the two-man surface. Okay, so you got your motion man here, number 21. He's going to motion and he's going to kick out end-man line of scrimmage. You got your guard pull for the point linebacker here. So everybody's running power, and then your number 2 receiver is just going to bubble back, and he's the relief. So again, it's something we rep all summer. Our quarterback's got to read number 4. So to the play side, the 4th player, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's reading this guy. His shoulders at the mesh point are turned to the box, so he's just going to pull it out and flip it out to a fast kid who's going to go get you 20 yards in a hurry. Okay, just let you watch it again. Nice, easy read on the relief. Watch the end zone here just to see how we count it. Okay, so the guy that left the box here, he's number 4. So to the play side, you got 1, 2, 3, and then he's 4. 4 cheats the box. We throw the relief. Okay, and then another way you can do it is, so here we got unbalanced as well. So you got tackle over, and then you got 3-man receiver set. Okay, so similar to what we were doing earlier in this game from under center. So same type of read. We don't block this really well on the perimeter here, but same deal. Quarterback felt like he was going to play. Let me go back to the start here. Felt like that this player here, sorry, my huddle's not, based on his case, he felt like he was going to play the box. So he checked out of the power play and went to the quick screen. Put this clip on here. So in this game, this is our JVs. We were fortunate enough to be ahead in this game. And so here you go. You got a JV motion guy and our JV receivers and quarterback, and they're running the same deal, So I think this is an important part. If you're going to do this, you got to invest in it with your young kids, your freshmen, your sophomores, that they're making those reads if you expect them to execute it at a high level on Friday night. All right, so kind of bringing this full circle, so here's our power play now. We're running our power play with no puller, okay? But same action. He's got the relief down here, and we're reading this player. And then, just go with a little tempo. And this is against a really good team in a key conference game late in the season. We just go with a little tempo, run the same play because we feel like we like the numbers. And this is why you rep it all summer, because now he cheats the box. Our quarterback, it seems out we're on the 1.5 yard line, but he likes what he likes what he sees. And so we're not going to bang our head against numbers that we don't have in the run. So he spits it out, and we score on that relief in a crucial part of the game. But again, this happens because our guys get hundreds of reps doing this in the summer as the main RPO off our power play. Okay. I guess I give you one other example here. This is out of Trey. So you got to find how teams are going to play in Trey, and if they're going to bring that Sam linebacker up on the tight end, that forces their coverage a little bit, and so you may get a nice easy pitch and catch to number 2 in Trey formation. So this is an RPO. You can see the quarterback here. He told the running back he knew pre-snap that he was going to throw this thing based on his leverage, based on his width, or lack of width. So he's just telling him, nope, I'm not giving you the ball. And he's going to spit it out to 2. If 2's uncovered like that, it's a nice easy drive starter on first down. All right, so our second, the second RPO that we rep in the summer off of the power play is just the stick concept. That, and again, I bet a lot of people on here, if you're watching, you probably run some version of this off of something. So you got one on the FOR release, so the outside release go. Number 2's on the speed out, and number 3 is just trying to find space on the stick route. All right, so we run power in just about every launch point as you can find from your running back. So in this case, he'd be running flat across, and he's making a 90-degree cut. I'm sorry about the door banging in the background. My 4-year-old daughter's getting a little antsy here, I think. But so hopefully that's not coming through too loud on the presentation. So here you go. You got, so if we were handing this ball off, number 22, the running back, he'd be, clamping down on the ball and then making a 90-degree cut in A gap and reading the leverage of the guard pull. So we run that a good deal of the time too. So this is a nice way to fit it up together to run the stick concept. You're just reading how this Mike linebacker's playing it. So he's playing to run. So it gives you a nice window to throw the stick. Let's see it again. And again, you're going to see a couple clips of this. If at any point, our quarterback, he doesn't like it, then hand the ball off. We just got to hammer that in their head that if something doesn't look right, it doesn't feel right, hand the ball off. Okay. So same situation, same game, same look, just obviously it's flipped. You're playing a strong linebacker into the boundary side to your tight end. So you have nice numbers to the field side, 3 receiver side. Mike linebacker's on blitz here, so that makes the read even easier. If he's going to play up here at the line of scrimmage, so you find your stick leverage right there. You watch the end zone. And I know I've said this once, I've said it 50 times today. You're doing this RPO, your offensive line again. They're doing the same thing. And, so you start adding those up from the first part of the presentation. We might run power itself, run it, 30 times in the game, and then you start adding on a boot for the week, a roll pass for the week, a naked for this week, and then an RPO, and then a double option. And it's like, here you are, on a Friday night, your offensive line can play really, really confident because they're doing what they know best over and over again. So here's an example for the quarterback here. The way that this guy's playing it, as he gets into the mesh, I'd really like to just see him hand it off because he was unsure. I feel like our receivers, it just was not a clean look. And he felt, he felt color come up the field. So here, our backside tackle, he's hinging way too far here. This guy in his face. So that should have been a nice, just to hand it off and let's run the run play. Okay, another example of this stick concept to the field. I feel like our spacing's a little off here. Our third receiver probably ought to be about 3 to 4 yards closer to the line of scrimmage, because if this guy, he ends up playing number 3 and he wants to throw the speed out, that's just a long throw. Okay, and then you start layering it. Another way you can run it is, instead of the back being the ball carrier, you run your quarterback on the power. And so in this case, you got the stick concept with quarterback power to the tight end side. So if he likes to throw, he can throw it. If not, he's running the power. Depending on who you have at quarterback, it becomes a nice look for you, because you're going to have really good numbers usually to that tight end side. So here's a scenario where he liked to look to the field. So instead of running acute power, he throws the stick. Sorry if I'm cutting these off a little too soon. My huddle's a little glitchy here with this, but I need to pay for the upgraded Wi-Fi at my home. I think you get the point here. I think this is one last one. I think he hands the ball off here, and we're okay with that. I think he had the throw based on the numbers, but he handed it off. Our running back was, he's a 1,000-yard rusher, and he had a fantastic season this past year. This is one I think he does a nice job. He's up into the pile. I think if he just keeps going north and south, he may get to the cutback here instead of the bounce out. He's not a bounce guy. You get to see the power play. So we're trying to knock him to number 10. All right. That about does it. I just have these are some excess clips. I'll put this up once again here. If you want to connect at all, you want to talk about the presentation or what we do, that's my email, Twitter, and then obviously Huddle. Make sure, remember, we got guys from all over the state watching this. Or at Olentangy schools, we got 4 high schools. So if you ask for the film Huddle, we're at Olentangy Orange High School. And I'll be glad to send that out to you if you want to look at it. But with that, I appreciate your time, and hopefully you got something out of it. And I appreciate Coach here for putting these presentations on during this time. It's like we were talking before we got on here. This is what a great time for all of us to learn some football and to do some reading and do some time. Have some time that we don't normally have. In the crazy times with school and your workouts and your family time. So I really appreciate you putting these on and allowing us all to get better.